This is The Wheel Weaves, a Wheel of Time podcast with no spoilers. Hey everyone, I'm your host Dani, and I'm the first-time reader going through this series chapter by chapter. As always, there's no spoilers past the chapter we're covering, and that means it's totally safe for first-time readers. I'm joined by my co-host Brett, who's a longtime fan, and he's guiding me on this journey. We'd like to thank and acknowledge our executive producers, Brandy and Kirkwood, McGuire, Giannis, Albert Lorenzo, LightBlindedFool, Green Man, Deyvis Ferreira, Margaret, Big C, Bennett Williamson, Dylan C, and Hannah Green. And before we get into things today, we just want to thank Faina K and Hannah Gann for continuing their support and becoming annual patrons at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. Thank you so much. We really, truly appreciate it. In this episode, we're talking about Chapter 9 of Knife of Dreams.
Yeah, Chapter 9 is A Short Path.
Yeah, we have a lot going on around here.
Yeah, more of those acts you were talking about. Phases.
Huh? What are you talking about?
We just just from last episode. You're like, this chapter has different acts. Act 1,
Oh, I thought
part
you said
1.
acts like what you, chop wood with.
Acts.
And then phases.
Phases, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay. No.
We got some stuff going on at the beginning. It shifts and transitions into the next part.
I guess, but it's quite a short chapter.
Yeah.
And when I said we have a lot going on here, I meant in our lives, at, our physical house.
Oh, that too.
We got a lot happening.
This is the last episode before we're officially on our camping extravaganza.
I know.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, so it's going to go well.
Okay, but before I even think about any of that, let's get through tonight.
Okay, yep.
And you're going to start us off with something really fun, I hope.
Yeah, well, I think it's funny.
Oh.
We'll see if you think it's as funny.
Oh, no.
But last episode, I kind of felt bad because we were ragging pretty hard on the horse name, Swallow.
Oh, gosh.
And
No.
So here's the thing. I had to look up a little bit. Maybe we're really off, and maybe it is a common horse name, or a good horse name, and there's meaning behind it. And I got a little bit of something. So let's go through it.
We're having a swallow fun fact.
Swallow fun fact about the common horse name, the super common in the Wheel of Time universe. Possibly the most common name that occurs twice.
Okay.
So let's go. Yeah. So first off, swallows are a type of bird.
Yeah, I know that.
Well, not everyone does
I
necessarily.
think we talked about that last time.
Maybe, but if you
are
forgot.
swallows really fast birds or something?
So here we go. Okay, so there's quite a few varieties of swallows. So there's barn swallows, cliff swallows. There's red-rumped swallows, which I find quite funny.
Oh, God.
But they also include the martin family and sawwings, or the hirundinidae, which is what they're also called.
Sure.
But they're also very common and very beneficial on farms and in fields because they act as a natural insect control service.
They eat bugs.
One swallow typically eats 800 to 1,000 insects every day.
Wow.
Holy moly.
That's so
Super
many
popular
bugs.
on farms where horses live most of the time. Anyways, I'm not done yet.
Okay.
Now, what does the name or the word swallow mean? It's derived from Old and Middle English, and it was often a nickname for someone thought to resemble a bird, like in swiftness and grace. So swiftness and grace are definitely features you want on a horse because of the nickname, and there's a saying, as swift as a swallow. So swallow actually makes sense for a horse who is swift and graceful.
Okay, fine.
It does. Swallow also is a common Icelandic horse name, translated as Svafa, Svala, Svalbra, or Svalvor.
Oh my.
Yeah, thought it was pretty fun.
Okay, so what you're saying is we all just need to get our heads out of the gutters?
Maybe a little bit, but also, this is the best part of the fun fact here. So, listen really closely.
I'm listening.
I looked at the top 100 horse names.
Yes.
Swallow, not on it.
No kidding.
But you know what was on it? Danny.
Oh.
Number 95.
Danny.
Danny is the 95th most popular horse name.
Okay.
So,
well, I told you about that one time I went to the horse races and bet on a horse named Soccer Dan.
there you go. Pretty close too.
Pretty close.
But specifically, Danny.
What's the number one? Don't leave us hanging.
Oh, I didn't even
You
care.
didn't write it down? What? You didn't talk about the top 3 most common horse names?
Okay, no. But I'll look it up right now.
Yeah, I want to know. Okay, so while you were looking up back what you had read before, your Google search history for fun facts are so funny.
Yeah.
That is great. I never even really considered that, but no, that's good.
It gets into the weeds a little bit.
Yeah, I believe you.
I didn't even get into the Greek mythology part of what I was trying to find. But anyways.
Okay.
Okay, so top 100 horse names. Number 1, Star.
Oh.
Yeah. Number 2, Dakota.
Okay.
And number 3, Cheyenne.
What about Sequoia?
Yeah, well, there's 100 here. Like, do you want me to go?
No. I just knew a horse named Sequoia once.
Yeah, so it's like Misty, Spirit, Blaze, Lucky, Buddy, Chief, Cowboy. There's a lot.
Oh, Misty.
Yeah.
Blaze.
You like them.
I like those. Yeah.
Laser. Blazer. Anyways, we do have an episode to talk about today.
I know. Okay.
Let's get to that.
All right. So, chapter 9 is called A Short Path, and the chapter symbol's the wheel and snake, but I feel like I'm missing something because I have no idea why this chapter is called A Short Path.
Oh, yeah, it's weird, and I had to actually go back and look again because I did the same, like, double take. Like, what are we referring to here?
What did I miss? Is it because it's a short chapter? Or?
Yeah, so what it is, Jolene found the short path to making Tuon snap.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay.
It's super subtle. It's snuck in there.
That's
Jolene.
Dumb.
Yeah, anyways. I'll point it out, like, exactly when it happens.
Well, we know. Well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I kind of want to rush along and get to the good stuff.
Yeah, well, actually, we've got some other big stuff we got to reveal.
Oh, yeah,
we gotta do some backtracking.
Okay,
yeah, we gotta do some callbacks to earlier episodes and chapters.
All right, here we are then. That's fine. So now we're gonna enter in our Matt perspective, and Matt seems to be having trouble with all the ladies right now, and it's not just Tuon and Selucia who are giving him problems. Because apparently he's asked Gann for help with courting Tuon because he wants to learn as much as he can about, the Shanshan and all of that, and getting information from Tuon is
like culture stuff
to be challenging. Yeah, and so Gann is like, listen, that's not my name.
Yeah,
and
do we have
really
to?
All she cares about.
Do we have to officially switch? Like, should we switch to Lyowen now?
No.
No.
You know why?
Why?
Because we're in Matt's perspective, and Matt is referring to her as Gann.
But he does think, like, I'm going to call her...
Yeah, when he switches.
Yeah.
When in the chapter they're referring to her as Lyowen only, then that's when we'll do that. I feel like we've done this in the past. This isn't the first time we've had characters switching names.
Yeah.
Before.
It's like a Morgaze and...
a Morgaze
Megden situation.
And then Fail and Zareen.
Yeah.
That was a tricky one for a long time.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
A couple others, probably. Those are the only ones I remember right now, but I bet there's others.
Yeah. I was going to say, our Two Rivers boys never have any problems, because they're always like, I'm Randall Thor from the Two Rivers. Yeah. Don't even bother with those secret names.
Right.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what Matt's going to do here is he's going to point out that she's clearly already left behind her Shanshan life, so what does it matter if she spills some beans to help him out?
Yeah, because she kind of makes that comment like, oh, Matt, you're reaching beyond your station by, like, trying to go after Tuon.
Yeah.
But what does it matter? Like, why are you defending Sean? Like, you're out.
Why do you care so much?
You're out. Like, if you're going to be out, then be out, and then that's fine.
So she says, okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
For the most part.
For the most part, yeah, like, okay.
Yeah, so she's going to tell Matt basically everything that she knows, which is pretty well everything that any other common Shanshan person would know.
Yeah, and debatably less than what we know because we've seen inside. Like the blood culture and stuff and
some
the Imperial
of it,
family.
Yeah.
So, yeah, at least like a little bit. Like we've already heard about the fact that the brothers and sisters of the Empress try to kill each other.
Right.
And we get here that, oh, now Matt knows that she's had a brother and sister killed.
Yeah.
But like, technically they tried to kill Tuon first, so I guess fair is fair.
Uh-huh.
And that she's been, like, raised from a child with weapons and fighting. Like, we knew all that stuff about Tuon, but now we know that Matt now officially knows it also. So I guess that's helpful.
Yeah. And Matt continues to have several conversations with her, but can't really get much more out of her because she doesn't know anything else.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's really all I have.
There's no, like, secrets here. And also, Gannon wasn't part of the blood, really. Like, she didn't get that promotion until she was over on this side of the ocean.
Yeah.
So we don't really know what you knew from before or what's new.
But the part I do like is that she's like, wow, Matt, you gave Tuon such a clever gift.
Oh, yeah.
You're such a clever smarty pants.
Oh, yeah. It was the perfect gift.
Mm-hmm. Maybe a little luck. Maybe a little Taviran pull.
Oh, yeah, probably. Like, good on him for knowing horses and picking a good horse that's not a zebra.
Sure.
But it was also, within the culture, the best gift he could have done.
Right. Okay, so the thing is, if you are courting someone who is a higher station than you, a traditional gift is something exotic or rare, and it's even better if it's tied to that person's hobbies or interests.
Yeah, so exotic horse is perfect.
Yes.
Because Tuon's a horse trainer.
That's right.
Yeah.
but it also
Oh, yeah.
acknowledges that they're at a higher station than you, and
Yes.
you're never going to try to be
And you don't
better
expect to
than them.
be equal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You're
she's like,
acknowledging we're not equal.
yeah, which is maybe problematic, but
Well, that's probably explains all the freaking smiling.
at least half of it.
Yeah.
Maybe not all of it, but
Most
at
of
least
it.
half where it's like Matt is telling Tuon secretly, but not really, because again, he doesn't know.
Yeah, but she doesn't know he doesn't know.
You have to assume he doesn't know.
No, not Tuon. Tuon would never assume Matt doesn't know.
Well, no, she knows that he doesn't know, like, omens and stuff, so...
Yeah, but no. She for sure goes on the chance that he for sure knows and is taking it.
Or just, like,
At
play it
face
to your
value.
advantage, like that, too.
100%.
Yeah. And I love how Matt's like, what did I do?
Yeah.
What did I say now?
He's like, yeah, right, no. Too late.
This is literally the marriage thing all over
It's
again.
way too late for that.
Yeah.
But now we're also going to learn that the Aes Sedai here are causing Matt even more problems than they were causing him previously.
Yeah. We've got, like, 2 layers of it.
Right, because the Aes Sedai are just traipsing around the circus.
Yeah, they're
and
like
just going into every town.
They're being not careful at all, still.
And now also we get that they're completely in control of Bethamin and Seta.
Yeah.
But we know Jolene is handling Bethamin more or less like a personal project.
Yeah, she has, like, taken her under her wing to train her, which is maybe a little bit weird, but maybe not weird.
Well, especially if Bethamin's on board with it and is going along with the lessons. I don't see much wrong with that.
Well, it's also because Jolene was never taken by the Suldam, so she maybe doesn't have that personal vendetta against them, where Tesslin, I think, was screaming, like,
leave her to
let's
die.
let her die. Like,
Yeah.
let's do that.
Yeah.
So, like, I kind of get that, where Jolene maybe isn't as traumatized because she hasn't gone through it.
Right. But now Seta is super avoiding all of this.
Right.
And is covering her eyes intentionally whenever Bethamin is being taught anything. And then we learn that Satel Anan thinks Seta will come around sooner or later because the reason she's covering her eyes is it's clear she can see the weaves.
Yeah, she knows. Like, she knows that she can see it, and everybody else knows, and it's just going to take time.
Right.
And then we get a little bit more about the problems Matt's having, because
the second layer of the problems.
there's, like, the vendetta now against Matt that the Aes Sedai have because of the whole spanking situation and all that. And now it turns out that the 3 Aes Sedai, have found out the same loophole that Adelius and Vandian found out about Matt's Terangriel, because
Right.
they're experimenting.
So they can throw things at him.
Throwing stuff at him with the power, and that works. So every time he leaves his tent, he gets hit with stuff, and it's like, oh man,
That's really annoying.
we're back at this stage again for Matt.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
it's
I
terrible.
told you he should not have just willy-nilly started just spanking somebody. Walked into a situation, he had no idea what was going on.
Yeah,
And he just, like, took over and started hitting someone.
yeah.
Like, yeah, I guess there's repercussions. Oh.
Are you on the Aes Sedai side here? Like, whose side are you on? I don't know.
No. But it certainly feels like, well, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions.
A little bit. Yeah.
He got himself involved. And now he's upset that they're mad at him.
Yeah.
So,
And he's just trying to avoid his bones being broken by the warders, because they're always, like,
Oh, yeah.
wandering around looking at
Yeah.
him. They don't know what's involved, because last time he told the warders, like, if you want to know what happened in there, you ask. But it's pretty clear that they haven't asked yet, because, like, you don't do that. So he's still free from the warders.
Right.
At least for the time being.
right. Yeah.
But now we get some interaction between the Aes Sedai on behalf of Matt.
Okay, so eventually Teslin gets really angry at Jolene, and they get in a huge shouting match,
Yeah.
and Matt leaves.
Well, yeah, they do a ward.
Oh.
They see that he's watching them, and then they do a ward, and he can't hear anything behind it.
Okay, but they're yelling at each other.
Yeah.
Which is whatever at this point. And the significance of this is after this whole screaming match, things aren't thrown at Matt anymore.
Yeah, she, like, tells Jolene to stop, apparently. And I kind of get it, because Matt saved Teslin, and she's very grateful.
Yeah. So Matt tries to thank Teslin for stepping in, but she tells him that it's not something they're going to talk about ever again.
Yeah.
So that's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Now, Jolene and Edicina are also making a huge effort to try to get the Foxhead medallion,
I love this part, too.
and it's not working. They're not
Well,
getting
yeah,
it.
because it's like they try everything in their minds, but it's like everything they try are just bullying tactics. It's like, oh, we've tried every bullying tactic and nothing's working again. They try to say, hey, Terangriel are rightfully the property of the tower. They say Triangirl need to be properly studied. They say Triangirl are dangerous and can't be left in the hands of an idiot, especially an idiot man who shouldn't never have one anyways. And it's like, you've tried all of those options and Matt's still not giving you his Terangriel that he feels he paid for, which he definitely did.
Right,
Like,
and I mean, even the word Terangriel, I still am hesitant to use for this thing. Just because it's a magic object that does something, like, I feel like Terangriel is something...
Terangriel is a very, like, broad category of, because it can be anything. Yeah. That's kind of like the broad term that they use for it. But it's just the whole thing that I said I think that they own it, because it must have been made by... But I don't think this was made by Aes Sedai. Yeah, I mean, that's also debatable because of where he got it. Exactly,
so,
but they don't know that, and he's not going to be telling them.
No.
But it does bring up a very good point, because Matt thinks, he's like, hey, it feels like it might get to the point where they're just going to have the warders take it from me. Because, they can't use the power, and Matt could fight back against the Aes Sedai physically.
Well, I mean, realistically, they could conk him on the head with a hammer.
That's what he's thinking. Yeah. He's like, at what point do the warders just, like, come and beat me up and take my stuff?
Yeah.
And my question is, are we looking at a theft attempt, possibly, on Matt's Terangriel?
Maybe, but Mistress Anan does not think...
Yeah.
That's gonna happen.
She doesn't, but we also know that Aes Sedai have very, like, they will come to terms with whatever they have to do.
Yes.
To get what they want.
That's accurate.
So, anyways, that's what's happening. And I also think it's an important note just for Mistress Anan, because she kind of does do that whole thing, like, oh, Tower Law is very clear on stealing, don't do it, there'd be penance or whatever. But she does mention that, in the end, if they get their hands on it...
They're not giving
it back. So, like, don't loan it out or whatever.
Don't, like, say, okay, fine, look at it for a bit and then give it back to me.
Like, you can have it for 20 minutes. Like, it wouldn't happen. It's gone. So don't let it out of your sight.
Yeah, that's fine. But I do like this conversation that Matt's having with Satellanan. It really felt, like, genuine.
Yeah.
And as it goes on further, I was like, ooh, this is where we learn a bit more about Satellanan. I, like, felt it coming.
Yeah.
Because during this conversation, she tells Matt that part of the reason she's even with him still is because she wants to keep him out of trouble.
Yeah.
Even though she doesn't even really know why.
Maybe a little bit of severiness, but, I mean, they had a relationship back from the Wandering Woman.
Sort of.
A little bit. Like,
not a great one back then.
No, but he's like the rapscallion, right?
Yeah.
And she's like the mother who's raised kids. Mm-hmm. And there is that bit of
and she has a lot of misunderstanding about him.
Yeah, that's true, too.
Because when, like, Nynaeve and Elaine showed up, and Brigida, he thought...
Yeah, she
thought he was dandling all of them.
Yeah, which is hilarious.
Yeah, and he's like, what? No.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay, so Matt picks up on the fact that she said part of the reason is because I want to keep you out of trouble. And he's like, what's the other reason?
Yeah.
Tuon?
Right.
Oh, you want to keep me from dating Tuon?
Well, just like she's keeping an eye out on, like, maybe both of them shouldn't be trusted. I don't know. Keeping these kids out of trouble? I don't know.
Well, what she does say is he's a womanizer who goes from woman to woman to woman, and she wants to make sure he doesn't do that to Tuon.
Yeah.
Because that'll get him in trouble.
For sure. But he reassures her. He's like, hey, I don't think I'm going on to the next one. Like, this is it.
Yeah. And she's like, okay, well, you sound about right, but, like, you're also crazy for this one being the one. And he's like, I know, but I can't help it. I can't tell you why, but it just is, okay? And then this is where we get to the point that she asks to see the medallion.
Can I see it?
Can I just see it?
Just a look? It's a little bit of a change of pace, because it's kind of out of the blue. Yeah. Like, there's no preface to the question. There's no just, like, it's a pause, and it's, Can I see it? Can I have that?
Can I have it?
Yeah, and it's very obvious what she means, like the Terangriel.
Yeah.
And Matt takes it out, which he hasn't done. He's refused everybody
to even
seeing
see it. Because they don't even know where it is. Because the thing is, they don't know what it is. They don't know where it is, right?
From what we know, yeah.
And so if a warder tries to, like, pin him down and take it, like, they don't know what they're looking for.
Yeah, not specifically.
I think.
Yeah, it's hard to say because we're not sure if Matt always has it under his shirt.
No, because it was like literally, he does. But what do you mean we're not sure if he does? Yes, he does.
Well, when he runs, it pops out of his shirt.
No, it absolutely does not do that. It was yesterday that they were like trying to use the power on him.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh shit, that didn't work. They just found out.
Yeah.
They literally just found out that he even has anything even remotely in his power that can do this.
Well, I mean, again, the nature of Terangriel, like, yeah, it is a fancy medallion, but a Terangriel could be anything. It could be his boot.
It could be a rock in his shoe.
Could be a rock in his shoe. It could be anything.
Yeah.
So even if he has this, like, fancy little necklace or whatever, it doesn't necessarily mean it's the Terangriel that we're talking about.
Right. So he takes it out to show her.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even really know why, but I don't know. Maybe
it's part of the pattern.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. And then she's like, oh shit. That's a good one.
Yeah, well, and then he notices her. She's tracing her finger over the ancient Aes Sedai symbol.
Oh, right. That if you can look at it just so, it's the fox's eye, like the pupil
of the
eye.
One of the eyes is the black and white ancient Aes Sedai symbol.
Right.
So she's tracing
I read that wrong, by the way.
Yeah, that's okay.
The first time I read it, I was like, oh, it's the dragon's fang.
Yeah,
and
so
I was like, what does that mean? Because I thought it said half. I thought the pupil was half of the ancient Aes Sedai symbol. But no, it said that it was shaded.
Yeah.
Half was shaded or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. Go on.
Anyways, but that's the whole thing, is like she's clearly tracing and recognizes as at least the flame of Tar Valon.
Yeah. And then Matt's like, genius detective.
Oh, yeah.
You were an Aes Sedai once.
Boom. Okay.
And Satel's like, I don't know about that. The sisters think I'm lying about never having been to the tower, or they think I was a servant there.
Yeah,
and I was like, that's what I thought.
That's because you are a liar.
Yeah.
Like, she's lying. She has been. She spent a lot of time there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the thing.
Okay, so I don't remember every theory I've had.
Sure.
I feel like maybe at one time I was like...
So would it help if I, like, lay out the facts?
Sure. Yes,
I'll tell you what we know.
Yes, please, because it's been a mystery.
It's been a mystery since, like, Crown of Swords, debatably Lord of Chaos. So I have a little bit of backtracking we're going to do, and we're going to do it all today. Because I think
right now
is the time. Because if you were able to go back and reread the series a bunch of times, you know, as was tradition, you would keep picking up on a whole bunch of stuff about Satal and Anne popping up again and again and again.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and say you remember all this stuff, and we're just going to, like, cover all of it right now.
Yeah, let's do it.
So Satal opens up to Matt here, and she says, the sisters would see it if they could let themselves, but I expect that when certain things happen, the woman will go away decently and die. Now, I went away, but Jasper, her husband, found me half-starved on the streets of Abu Dar and took me in. And now it's pretty clear that Matt has secrets, Satal and Anne has secrets, so they're going to kind of keep secrets together.
Sure, yeah.
But here's the thing. When you're an Aes Sedai, there's a very limited set of things that can happen to you that other Aes Sedai want you to go away and die decently for.
Right, yeah.
Which is being stilled or burned out.
Okay.
Right? Because you're no longer Aes Sedai, you're no longer a channeler, you should go away
and die. Get out, we don't care about you.
Yeah, and we've seen that from Lyanna and Swan, like... They want you to go away. They don't want to be around you. They don't want to talk about it. They just want you to disappear like it ever happened. And what Satal here says is, I did that. I went away, so everyone expected me to die. But I didn't die. I found a husband, essentially, in Abu Dar who saved me.
Yeah.
And a purpose, which is what you have to do to not die after being burned out or stilled.
Right, okay. And so we obviously know that every time we saw her, we got a little bit of a weird thing.
Yeah, weird interactions like with the kin.
Yeah, because she knew about the kin and kept their secret and was really protective over them. Yeah. But then they didn't even really knew that she existed.
Yeah.
So, like, that was weird. And so every time we saw her, I tried to sort of think, but then I was like, we have so much else going on, I don't really care.
Exactly.
And one day it'll be revealed for me.
She's pretty minor. So today's the day. Let's reveal it all. So back in Crown of Swords, chapter 23, we had Satal and Anne talking to the kinswoman, Garenya, and she says, your name's Garenya? You look much like someone I met once, Zarya.
Right.
Now, Garenya at that point tells her that, hey, Zarya was my great aunt, but then in Path of Daggers, chapter 28, we find out that Garenya actually is Zarya.
Yeah.
So, Satal and Anne saying, hey, you look like Zarya, it's because she is Zarya.
Yeah.
And Satal and Anne was there to know her at the tower.
I feel like I knew that one.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Zarya ran away from the tower 70 years ago.
Okay.
So that means Satal and Anne was at the tower 70 years ago.
Okay.
Heck of a long time because Aes Sedai lived longer, obviously.
Sure, yeah.
Now, the next chapter in Crown of Swords, chapter 24, we hear Rihanna of the kin talking to Grenya, and she says, if Satal had betrayed us, that's when the whole, like, Nynaeve and Elaine thing and all that stuff was happening, we'd be crawling to Tar Valon begging for forgiveness. What she knows, what Satal knows, comes from people being careless about what they say, and those people were punished more than 20 years ago. So now we know that Satal Anan has been around to know about the kin for more than 20 years. So basically we have the limits of 20 to 70 years of Satal Anan, of when she must have been, like, cut off. Then, in Path of Daggers chapter 2, we have Vandene talking to Elaine about studying Terangreal.
Okay.
And she talks about how very dangerous it is, and she tells a story about the last sister to make a business of studying Terangreal. She did it for 40 years. Then one day her maid found her unconscious on the floor of her room, burned out. But that was more than 25 years ago. And she vanished once she was well enough to slip out of the tower. And that Aes Sedai's name was Martine Janata.
Okay.
So she's the one who studied Terangreal and then was burned out in an accident and slipped away, and nobody ever heard from her ever again.
Oh, and here she's very excited about seeing Mat's Terangreal.
Right? So, and that happened 25 years ago, and we know that Satal Anan's history, she was found by the kin who helped her give birth to her first child about 20 years ago. So the timeline tracks within that 20-year time frame, just over. So it gives her enough time to, like, leave the tower, find her husband, get pregnant, and then have trouble so the kin save her. It makes like way too much sense.
Okay, got it.
And it tracks. So then this chapter we have Satal Anan knowing way too much about how weaves work during the whole, like, Mat and Jolene accident or incident, whatever you want to call it. And the nail in the coffin is her clear fascination and knowledge about Terangreal and Cadsuane. And the Terangreal that she has.
That's true.
And she's like, I'm pretty sure she has one that blocks weaves too.
Yeah.
But I've never seen one like it. And, like, why would you, Satal Anan, see any Terangreal etcher in the Wandering Woman unless you were actually Martine Janata, who was in the tower, studied Terangreal for 40 years, got burned out, left the tower, and then found a husband in Abu Dar and started an inn, the Wandering Woman.
Did she ever even know? Because she interacted with Elaine.
Yeah, but when she saw Elaine, she assumed that they were, like, runaways.
Yeah.
And the kin have these weird rules about who's allowed to actually go because they had the whole Aes Sedai are essentially, like, omniscient complex for a long time, right? So there's that whole stuff. Right. And also the Aes Sedai never really knew about the kin, so even Satal Anan, what she knew of the kin, she was operating on wrong information as an innkeeper about what the kin are.
Yeah, mostly right, I'd say. She knew a lot of information about it.
Too much. More than she should.
Exactly, that's what I mean.
Yeah, because she used to be Aes Sedai, so it's all kind of crazy. But this all really comes to a head because way back in Lord of Chaos, chapter 19, we had 3 wise ones all having the same dream, that the key to finding the Bowl of the Winds is to find the one who is no longer.
Oh, that's funny.
And we had a lot of conversations.
Prediction? What was it? What did I say?
You said so many things over the course, and at one point you did say Aes Sedai, someone who's no longer Aes Sedai. It wasn't your first guess.
No.
It wasn't your last guess either.
Did you listen to it? I feel like I should go back and
They were spread out because we heard that prophecy and the dream so many times. We gotta find the one who is no longer. But if you think about our journey to find the Bowl of the Winds, they're like the critical catalyst in the entire thing was finding Satal Anan, who is the one who is no longer Aes Sedai.
Okay, what chapter is it in Lord of Chaos?
Chapter 19, Lord of Chaos. Because after she gets involved, then we have the Nynaeve and Elaine find her, and she gets dragged to the kin, and then Mat goes to the inn too, and then Mat is spying for them.
No,
and then they find the 6-story tower, all that.
So, we know all that.
Yeah, the one who is no longer is Satal Anan. That's the only person who makes any sense at all. That's how we find her. That's like the catalyst to everything.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Satal freaking Anan.
Yeah. Now,
I like Martine Jermalton. What's her
Janata.
name? Janata.
Martine Janata. So, but now she is Satal Anan.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
And it makes sense why the Soldan bracelet, like the bracelets, don't work on her because she can't chant. She's burned out. Like she's not Aes Sedai anymore, and she doesn't consider herself Aes Sedai anymore.
Right.
And she knows she can lie for sure because she's lying right here in this chapter about the other sis and
but can she still see weaves?
No. But she knows enough. She was Aes Sedai for like a long time.
I don't know, though, you know?
She knows what people would do. She knows how weaves work.
I don't know, the way she's talking, though, in a lot of different instances, it's like she knows the weaves, you know?
Well, I mean, maybe, but I'd argue that point.
Maybe she was burned out to only a certain degree.
It's not how it works, though.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe she was burned out to, like, Morgay's power level. So she can't channel, but she could maybe still kind of sense the weaves. You know,
like she dropped down so far.
Power level. Not
Gotcha.
like, okay, I know Morgay's wasn't burned out, but like,
Yeah, like she's just like significantly so weak.
Yeah, so weak.
Yeah.
Oh, so weak. I can't channel anymore, but I can still sense it.
But you can see it, okay.
No, that's stupid.
Well, I mean, the Adam bracelet, right? Like, that's...
Oh, yeah, that didn't work on her. They already tried that.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I get where you're coming from.
Would it work on Morgay's, though? If she, like, literally can't channel?
Yeah.
But she can't channel.
They let her go, even though we had that.
Oh.
We had that Morgay's, and it's like, she's so weak that they didn't turn her into a Damani.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they like, it didn't, because she met with Suroth.
And they put a collar on her?
We don't know that they put a collar, but they know that she's so weak that it's like, it didn't matter.
Oh, well, maybe that's how they feel about her, about Satel and Nan, though. No, they would know. Okay, fine.
You're working overtime
fine.
for this one.
Okay,
That's
fine.
good.
Now, the last thing I want to say before we take a quick break is Matt and Satel and Nan are clearly secret telling over here.
They are.
But Satel's the one who's like, now we know each other's secrets, we can keep them. And Matt thinks, what secrets do you know about me?
Yeah.
And then that's kind of how we leave that interaction.
Well, she says, like, oh, I know that you like Tuon.
Yeah.
And I'm going to help you with Tuon now.
I know, but then he's like, well, hope she doesn't have other secrets.
Yeah, a whole lot of them. There's a lot of secrets.
There's a lot of secrets.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's take a quick break.
Yeah.
I want to write some of this down, and I want to see if I can find my predictions.
All of them. You're going to have to listen back to, like, all the episodes, every time it ever came up.
Well, maybe that'll be the reread.
Yeah.
After. But this one in particular, I feel like there's one episode I can probably listen to. Okay, we'll see, though.
Okay.
Quick break, we'll come on back. Okay, so we're back, and I did find a clip from episode 612 in World of Chaos that I'd like to play.
Yeah.
I wasn't right, but I was almost a little bit on the right track.
Yeah, I think I was impressed.
But the one who is no longer is Swan. Because she is no longer the Amyrlin.
Awesome,
and
okay.
she's in Saladar, and she, like, knows, maybe.
Okay, so...
I don't know. I stopped...
No, that's fair. We can go... So does she need to, like, go with them?
Sure.
Maybe?
Maybe,
okay. Like, Swan's smart. Like, she knows stuff.
I don't know why she'd be the key, but I think that she's the one who is no longer.
Okay. So no longer Amyrlin.
No longer Amyrlin?
Sure. No longer, like, technically she's no longer Aes Sedai.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, okay.
Maybe it's Morgay's?
Rand thinks it's, like, someone who's dead. So, like...
Morgay's, maybe.
One who's no longer queen.
Yeah.
Okay. She's not in...
Or
she's not
people
there.
think she's dead.
Ooh, I like that too. Okay. Abu Dar's not terribly far away from where she is.
Yeah. What about the Aes Sedai in Abu Dar?
Like that one specific one?
The one who's getting the message about
Marilil,
finding
I think it was. Yeah, okay.
Uh-huh.
What is she no longer?
Alive. dun, 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 dun.
Oh, it's a murder mystery now.
Okay.
Oh, man, okay.
I don't know.
No, I like that, okay. I like those. Those are good guesses.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Alright, so there you go. Swan, Morgase, or Merlilla dead.
Yes, I like it.
So, it was none of those.
But...
Swan is no longer the Amyrlin still. Morgase is no longer queen still. But Merlilla's alive.
Yeah, I mean, it's all Aes Sedai adjacent at least, so...
Kinda.
Yeah, it's good enough.
It was not. But that's okay. It's it's not a right answer.
No. But you said a lot more things, but I just, like, all over the place.
Oh, that's true. That was just the initial reaction.
We can't find them.
Well, one day we'll find them.
Yeah, okay. Back to it, though, because the Aes Sedai are still being annoying.
Oh my gosh. Ugh.
In real time with Matt, back at the... Yeah, we gotta get back to it.
I have a feeling that I should stop saying things out loud. Every time I say something out loud, it happens.
You did. You did say that last episode. We're like, maybe they should be collared.
I said Jolene needs a collar on. She needs to know what it feels like so that she could have some empathy.
You did say that. You backtracked, I think.
Yeah, because then I started feeling terrible.
Right.
Because you can't just say that.
Apparently whatever you say comes true, though, so there you go.
Oh my gosh. Moraine should come back next chapter.
Yeah, okay. That's the chapter. You did it.
I sure hope so.
Hooray.
That would be great.
Look, everyone, she's been back the whole time.
Okay, listen.
Yeah, no, seriously. It's
everything I say happens, so...
Everything you say comes true.
Except for,
most things.
everything. But sometimes, sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't wait to read next chapter now.
Just to find out?
Yeah. I'm kind of excited.
I'll give you the chapter title.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, well...
Like, after this episode, we have to finish this first.
That's stuff to do.
I'll give you the chapter title, and you'll be surprised.
Really? Surprised?
We'll talk... We gotta finish this first.
Okay.
Focus.
All right. Well, now we're gonna learn that the Aes Sedai have just learned that Tuon is a Seanchan High Lady.
Yeah, they don't know that she's the daughter of the Nine Moons.
No, they don't really get it, and they don't care.
Well, they don't know that that title isn't brought up.
No. Oh, no.
But like, high ranking.
High ranking, they don't know how high ranking, but they don't really care.
Yeah.
So that's when things start going really badly, because the three Aes Sedai start visiting Tuon every day, and start talking about truces, and treaties, and negotiations. And they're trying to figure out how she's connected to the Seanchan invasion, and are trying to give her help to leave the circus. Like, it's all a disaster.
Yeah, and it's actually kind of funny because, like, during all this first part, Matt accuses Luca, and he says, oh, like, you must have told the Aes Sedai about Tuon.
Yeah.
And Luca's like, no, I fucking did not.
Yes, he did, though.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he did.
Because he's adamant that he did not.
No, he's not adamant he did not.
Okay.
No, Matt is onto him.
Okay.
What do you mean? Didn't you read it? It says specifically that he did do it. Like, Matt is like, that guy is buckling down too hard and is too adamant that he didn't do it. And Matt is pretty sure that Luca did do it.
Val and Luca would never boast
I don't know.
too much.
Now I'm thrown off because when you smile at me like that, I like literally have no idea. I just want to stop talking because I don't even know.
That's okay.
But I'm pretty sure Luca did do it. Or
Probably.
Matt thinks Luca did do it.
Yeah, Matt's pretty sure that Luca did it.
Yes, that's safe.
Luca would never give up any information ever. He doesn't boast. He doesn't overboast. He boasts the right amount.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
No,
okay.
No, he overboasts. For sure, 100%. Now, Tuon is doing a pretty bang-up job of ignoring them completely.
Yeah, well, that's how it
For a
starts,
while.
too. That's how it starts.
Just ignoring them, walking around them. Anytime she's cornered, she's like, they're really, really aggressive.
They are. They're
In
annoying
this.
and aggressive, and they're coming on way too strong.
Yes. And she doesn't see them as representatives of the White Tower, all knowing and all wonderful.
Yeah, not even a little bit.
She really doesn't see them as anything other than animals that should be leashed, and she has no use for them until they're, quote, decently collared.
Yeah, and Matt thinks that was Tuon's phrase, not my phrase.
But still, like, let's be careful, everybody.
Yeah, I mean, but it's Tuon, and it seems like she hasn't changed her opinion on channelers,
No,
like,
she
at
hasn't.
all.
No.
Like, 0%.
No.
So, and we're gonna see that in real time right away. That no, her opinion has not changed.
Right. Yeah, I got a prediction later.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, yeah.
So now, eventually this is all going to come to the breaking point.
Yep.
And I guess this is like the short path to the breaking point. That's the...
It's right after Jolene goes on her rant. That's the breaking point. Because they all kind of come into Tuon's wagon.
They shove in.
Yeah.
And Noel is there, and Matt is there, and they just start in on Tuon.
Yeah, it's Jolene is like heading this, and Jolene's the one who like finds the short path.
Yeah, and Matt thinks, weird, she's not even a Grey.
Yeah.
Why is she trying to negotiate? That's clearly not her skill.
Yeah.
And I want to be like,
she's
Matt,
doing her best.
Matt, let me tell you about Greys.
They're not actually good at either. Yeah, it wouldn't have gone better.
No, it probably would have gone worse.
Maybe.
Somehow. Anyway, okay. Jolene is going to start in on Tuon, saying her people brought a huge war to this land. When Tarmangaiden is approaching, it was super inconsiderate, and they must end this right now because go away.
Yeah, and she's like, oh, the Shanshan need to go back across the lands to their ocean, otherwise you're going to face the full might of the White Tower and all the armies of Randland. Like, it's this huge speech.
Yeah, no, it goes on and on.
Yeah, and this is what puts Tuon's back up, basically.
Right, because she's like, you can carry our offer to whoever's in charge.
Yeah.
And I think that might be the first, super poking point, because
Tuon's
the fucking
Tuon's
charge.
the one, yeah.
Yeah.
And also, like, actually, the Shanshan are doing a really good job of invading Randland, so you, like, nattering at Tuon to go back across the ocean, otherwise they're going to face the full might of the White Tower.
Not so scary.
Not even a little bit of a threat. It's like, we have this well in hand, thank you very much, we're not going anywhere.
So Tuon starts to stare down the Aes Sedai, and then she says, Selucia?
Yeah.
And now, okay, this is where everything gets confusing for me.
A little bit.
Because I don't know how they can do this.
I can give you a play-by-play.
Okay. Because who's channeling?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll give you the play-by-play.
Okay. Start now.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, like right now. You want? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Selucia casually moves forwards towards Teslin, bends down, picks something up, and then she snaps the Adam collar around Teslin's neck, and Teslin starts screaming. Now, Tuon is a Suldam.
Yes.
So she can force Teslin, who's now collared, and Tuon has the bracelet, she's going to force the channeling on the other people.
Oh,
so what she does...
Because I was like, is Selucia channeling?
No, Tuon is making Teslin, who's now collared, channel.
But she can do it without talking.
Yeah, talking's never... Yeah.
I know, I feel like, I don't know, that's fine.
It's maybe even, I'd say the Damani rules are like a little bit loosey-goosey.
Okay, sure.
But anyways, so Teslin has proper training as a Damani too, so you could think about why Selucia decided to
do Teslin
first. Yeah. So then Jolene gets shielded by Teslin, and then just at that moment when she's shielded...
Oh, because Jolene turns around and stares at Teslin, and I wasn't sure, like, why?
Yeah, because Teslin shields Jolene.
And Edicina runs for the door.
Because she also knows what's going to happen, but she gets wrapped up, so that's also one of the Teslin flows, led by Tuon, wrapping up Edicina before she can get to the door. Because then the warders start to charge in, because clearly Jolene has some sort of, like...
Shield.
A shield and a mental thing, because the warders know she's in trouble. But then the door gets slammed by probably, again, flows of air to slam the door shut on the warders, so now they're trapped out, and they're going to go around and start banging on the windows and the doors.
Yeah.
But that's all done, and then Selucia, during that whole sequence, she's still moving. She goes and snaps a collar around Jolene's neck.
Right. So
now Jolene's collared, and Jolene has never been collared before.
And she's like, if you think you can, and then she sort of cuts off because she can't channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like everything is done at that point. So then Tuon stands up, and she's got two bracelets on. So she's got the one that's attached to Teslin, one that's attached to Jolene, and Edicina is wrapped up in air and then also probably shielded.
Right. So now Tuon starts telling the Aes Sedai how the Adam can be used.
Yeah.
And then Matt tells her, you promised me no harm to my followers, precious.
He's trying to play like the...
I know, he's trying to be like,
talk her down.
hey, relax.
It's cool,
and
it's cool.
And Tuon is like, yeah, these three clearly aren't your followers, and I'm not harming anybody.
Yeah.
They're wild dogs, and now they're on a collar.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and this scene, like, it does go on for quite a while. But
it does, and it's really tense.
It's pretty tense, it's dramatic, and it's Tuon explaining to Jolene and the Aes Sedai what it means to be Damani and all that stuff. So, like, there's a lot we can kind of skip, but it's Tuon asserting her dominance over them right now.
100%.
Yeah.
So Matt is still trying to reason with Tuon because he doesn't think anything else is going to work in this situation.
Yeah.
And he even tells her, you can learn to channel too. Doesn't that knowledge change anything?
No.
And Tuon's like, no, because
oh yeah, this is bad.
I'm better than everybody. I'm better than them because I choose not to.
Yeah, just like
the same way I choose not to murder and not to steal.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Okay, so prediction time.
Okay.
Tuon is going to have a channeling moment that she doesn't choose to channel.
Yeah.
And then she's going to have to just be a Bethaman.
Is she gonna like change her ways once it personally affects her?
Maybe eventually.
Okay.
I think she's not going to be as willing as Bethamine.
Yeah.
But I don't know if she's going to believe that she's going to die.
Yeah.
If she doesn't.
That's true too. Okay. I mean, there's also degrees of like how strong could she be, and we don't really know.
We don't know.
We don't know that. There's a lot of question marks here.
Okay. So Tuon ignores Matt and tells Jolene to embrace Saidar because the shield is gone.
Yeah.
And this is the whole back and forth about
it's
how
like the
this
training,
works.
yeah.
Yeah. And then Matt tells Tuon, you can't parade these women around on leashes around here. Like, what is your plan?
He's coming from different angles, and how do I reason with Tuon?
You can't.
Like, don't do it.
You can't.
You can't do it. You shouldn't do it. None of that's working.
No, not good. So Tuon snaps at him and is like, I'll keep them in the wagon and exercise them at night.
Yeah.
I am nothing like them. That's her biggest thing.
Yeah, and then she brings up, like, hey, you must have met Mylan in the kennels. I trained her, and I'm going to train you just as good. Yeah. Because Mylan is Shireen Caminel. She was the one. She was an Aes Sedai.
Yeah.
We got the whole backstory on her, where she was captured in Falma, brought back to Shanshan,
well, and then that's when
Tuon
Teslin is like, oh, shit, because she's seen, quote, Mylan.
Mylan's gone.
She's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if that's how Tuon trains her Damani, it's different than like Bethamine and Renan set up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a little bit different probably, so.
Okay. So Matt decides it's time to intervene here because he's like, she's not reasoning with me, so.
Yeah. She's going to shoot a hostage. Like, we gotta do something different here.
Yeah. So he says, I didn't bring these 3 out of Ebudar just so you could take them back. And I was like, good. Yes. Because I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Here where Matt would stand.
Yeah.
If he would let them go to the wagon, collared, but then let them free later.
Sure.
And sort of like not do this. I didn't know where it would land with him in front of Tuon here.
Take your stance from last episode, be like, well, maybe Jolene needs to have a collar for a little bit. He does bring that up here too, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. But, oh gosh. What a good heart.
I know, right? Moral conundrums, too.
Oh, gosh. This just makes me like Matt even more. Because this is like, yes, good. Like, I could give a fuck about Tuon right now. And I could give a fuck about their stupid fated relationship.
Yeah,
like, this is the right thing to do, and this is what should be happening.
Well, that's Matt. That's Matt. That's what he does.
Yes. Okay, so he gets up off the bed, and then suddenly the fox head goes cold.
Yes, because clearly she's making some waves go at him to, like, hold him.
That's right. And it doesn't work.
Doesn't work, yeah.
Tuon is like, how did you do that? And then Selucia starts to get up too, but then Tuon tells her no, but then Selucia backs off. So Tuon is like, listen, they annoyed me. So...
like a lot.
So I'm just going to do this. Like, don't free them. And then Matt's like, they annoy me too.
Yeah, like a little bit, like
but
a little bit.
But that doesn't mean we're going to keep them like dogs.
Yeah,
like
I know.
Slaves.
I know.
So we're going to uncollar them. So he goes over to Teslin, undoes her collar.
Yep.
And then she is like...
broken. Immediately back to being broken.
Him
yeah.
over and over. She's crying.
Hands.
She's kissing his hands. He's like trying to shake her off.
Yeah, he has to like, no, stop. Like, that's enough. But I mean, I have to assume Teslin has like that PTSD of going back of, oh my goodness, I thought I was free.
Yeah.
But like, maybe you should have kept your freaking head down.
I know. At this point, around Shanshan. But
like, literally, you're still close to Ebudar, and you guys, for the last, how long have they been acting?
Well, and they've literally been in a wagon with former Suldam where there is an Idam present. Or Idam present. Like...
yeah. They've been outrageously irresponsible for a long time.
But, like, welcome to Aes Sedai.
That's the point.
I know. Okay. So, Matt's gonna kind of use this situation to his advantage. Because he's like, yeah, they've been annoying me too, and I want them to stop annoying me.
Yeah, and you too.
I want them to stop annoying you. I want them to stop doing everything that they're doing.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're going to agree to that.
Yeah, and here's the issue too, because technically Jolene got collared. She did not get the Damani experience.
No, 100% no. 100% no.
So even when he's like, hey, are you gonna agree to stop bothering Tuon? Jolene is stubborn and doesn't even agree
right away.
She waits, and it's like, you're still being overly stubborn.
Matt says, I could let Precious keep you for a few days until you change your mind, but I won't.
Yeah.
And he takes her collar off too.
There you go.
And then Jolene is like, you want to be one of my warders?
Yeah, it gets worse. Because she also says, even if I would bond you against your will, I couldn't while you have the Terangriel.
Right.
It's like...
Oh.
So if you didn't have the Terangriel, I know you say you wouldn't now, but like,
Would
you know...
you?
Yeah, would you though?
Right. So now the chapter's going to end with Matt spending his night doing what he hates, which is more work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he's digging a deep, deep hole by himself in the pouring rain to dispose of these items.
Yep.
And
Jolene wanted to keep them.
Is that how they pronounce it? I keep on hearing myself say it, and it sounds weird.
In the audiobooks, it says Idam, I think.
Okay, is that why I say it that way?
Sometimes it says Adam, and I think sometimes it says Idam.
Okay. Yeah, that's how I've been saying it. I'm like, that sounds weird.
It's one of those words that gets multiple.
Okay. Now, I do have to commend him, though, because I'm having serious flashbacks to Domin and Aegyanin.
Oh, yeah.
And
yep.
Elaine and Nynaeve giving over something that they never ever should have given over and should have disposed of or held onto themselves.
Right.
But they gave it over.
Yeah.
And that was one prediction I did get right.
You did.
That it was not disposed of properly, and now it is in the hands of somebody relatively dangerous.
Yeah.
It's Suroth, right?
Suroth,
That's what that is.
Yeah.
And so, kudos to Matt for burying these super deep down, probably where someone can't find, I think, anyway. Yeah. But, I don't know. Do they have more?
Probably, like they're a dam. Like there's lots.
Yeah.
From what we know.
But these three
are gone. Probably. Mm-hmm. Probably. Yeah. It is kind of interesting that Jolene wanted to keep them, bring them back to the tower to study because Aes Sedai, and it makes sense.
Oh, the Aes Sedai want to keep them. Same with Elaine.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Elaine kept that item and she studied it, and then she made her own.
Yeah.
Even better item that doesn't have a leash.
Yeah. I mean, I think the leash is just a power thing too.
I know that. Yeah.
Like
I remember.
It's a it's a conversation to have too. Like the Shanshan probably could make theirs without leashes, but the leash is part of it.
It's part of it.
So
yeah.
But it is really funny too. Just during that whole like getting Jolene to say she's gonna stop bothering Tuon part, she says, "I will no longer bother Precious." So Jolene uses Tuon's nickname that Matt gave her, and then Tuon hisses.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like she's clearly calling Tuon by her pet name, which is like, you super don't do that.
Yeah.
Especially from an Aes Sedai. Like, oh my goodness.
Yep. All of those things.
But yeah, now the chapter's done, and
the dice are still bouncing around.
Yeah. At least a few of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So what we don't get, that I was a little bit eager to see, was the aftermath between Tuon and Matt.
Okay.
Like, how did the scene end?
Yeah, yeah.
Right? How did we get them to leave? How did we get the item from Tuon?
Yeah. That's a good question.
Is she not talking to him now?
Well, I mean, Tuon did call off Selusha. Selusha was clearly going to interfere with Matt.
Yes.
But Tuon said don't, and that's when she kind of like said, okay.
Yeah.
And started to reason with Matt.
Yeah, I'm just interested in it.
Yeah, it is. It's good.
But we didn't see that at all, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing. Next episode, we are doing one chapter, chapter 10.
That's right.
And it's called Moiraine Comes Back.
What?
You got crazy.
I didn't even know.
I know. I thought you would remember that when you read it, but, you know. You were like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. It's actually called A Village in Chiota.
A what?
A Village in Chiota.
Yeah, because you know what's funny? When you were like, I'll tell you the chapter title name, I was like, I'm pretty sure I saw it and don't remember it.
Yeah.
Because, like, when I read, like, it depends on which page the chapter ends.
Sure.
I see the next chapter.
You totally would have remembered Moiraine Comes Back, though.
I would have remembered Moiraine Comes Back.
Oh, my goodness.
I would have been like, that would be the first thing we talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah, A Village in Chiota.
Yeah.
No, didn't remember that one.
Okay. But we are going to be recording that one during
our trip.
Our camping trip, yeah.
Well, okay, you say camping trip. We're camping to a city.
Yeah.
On a road trip.
This is true.
To Winnipeg. We're staying for a while with family, seeing friends, and then we're camping on the way home.
Yeah, camping extravaganza.
Camping extravaganza.
Basically what I said.
But while we're in Winnipeg, we're going to see Spencer and record with her.
Yeah, in her studio.
Live in person.
There we go.
If everything goes to plan.
Of course, yeah.
That's always the caveat. If things go to plan. Knock on wood, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now we got a lot to get ready for, because we're leaving right away.
Yes, we are.
So before you let a burned out Aes Sedai look at your secret Terangriel, I'm going to say that this is part of the pattern now.
Yeah, it's part of the pattern.
Well, that's it for us for now. Thanks so much for listening, everyone. The Wheel Weaves is hosted, edited, and produced by Dani and Brett, with Passion Socks, Cody Feltz, Benjamin, Michelle O'Brien, Jonathan Reese, Jamie Young, Megan Smiley, Jared Berg, Ricky Morissette, Lance Barden, Charlie Haz, Adam, Hannah Green, Marta Thier, Michelle Forbes, MKM, and Antoine Benoit. With music by Audionautics. Be sure to check out our Patreon page if you're interested in supporting us and the podcast. We'd love to send you some Patreon exclusive merchandise as a thank you. Plus, you'll gain access to our episodes earlier than everyone else. And at the time of recording, we have over 40 bonus episodes for your listening pleasure. Find all that and more at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. For general information about our show and information like how to send us shot glasses, how to join our Discord, and how to get in touch with us, visit thewheelweavespodcast.com. And as always, be sure to give us that 5-star review because it really makes a huge difference in helping other people find us. So be sure to tell a friend, Riyadh, because referrals really are the best compliment. Thanks again for listening because this really is part of the pattern now.